Morning, Bill.
Good morning, Bill.
How's it going today?
Pretty good. Slept in a little bit this morning, so I haven't really got much work done yet so far. It was a busy day yesterday. My glasses are filthy. Um, what about you? How are you today?
Good. Also slept in. Um, I normally don't work in the morning though. I'm doing get up, get my brain warm type of work in the morning, so I skip that.
Yeah,
So
I How was yesterday?
good. I got a lot done. I got yesterday may have been one of the most productive days of my life. I don't know how I did it, but I had so many things I just knocked down.
Huh?
Um, I think certain days you have projects that are near finish, and you just get to them all to the finish
Yeah,
line at the same time. So it just feels like you nailed so much stuff.
for
So
sure.
I think that's probably more what it was. But I did. I got a ton done yesterday. Had a good phone call with a potential client. Had another phone call and got a new onboard for a core client. So
Nice.
it's been good. It's been a good couple of weeks.
So Wednesdays is my busy day, right? Or it's one of
Mhm.
those days that like always has a bunch of meetings on the front end, and stuff like this. And so my productive time in the morning is always towards meetings and calls and stuff like this. So uh, it's normal for me on Thursdays to feel like extra pressure, right? Because we've got the deadline of Friday. Wednesday normally isn't super productive for me anyway. Uh, I mean, it's productive, but it's not productive towards like my bill bet.
Right.
And so yesterday didn't really feel like that. I was having some internet issues, so on the call with my coach, it wasn't really working. So we ended that early. So I got a little bit of work done. I got three new leads yesterday, just like out of nowhere. A guy's got two different high ticket offers that he needs closers for. And then that person sent another person my way, which is awesome, super, super exciting. But it's also just like, okay, cool. So like I got to get this all into my system so that way I know where I'm at, I know where we are, and things like this. Because the cool thing that's happening is that it's too much to mentally hold, right? Like, okay, like
Yeah.
who did I talk to last? What is our next step? All of these things, and this is why CRM is so freaking important, guys. Like
Crucial.
like this is the thing right here. You want a pipeline that's so deep you can't hold it all in your head, right? Because that makes your selling conversations easier, right? If I give you a basketball and say, hey, you got to make a 3-point shot or else you don't get to eat tonight, there's a lot of pressure on that one shot. I mean, even if you have the skill, you might not perform well under the pressure. But if I give
Right.
you 10 tries to make one, all of a sudden those first 2 to 3 aren't really that big of a deal. Sales
Right.
is the same way.
Right.
You want a pipeline so deep that you can't manage it all in your head. So that way you have to use a CRM, and the CRM is going to help you sell better, and the volume of those deals is going to make you sell better as well. So go out and make yourself uncomfortable, right? Because that is when you're going to actually test the systems you have built and your processes and everything else. Because if you're feeling pressure, something's broken, and you need to go in there and figure out why it's bothering you and adjust it so that way it doesn't anymore.
Right. Exactly. Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I'm
I
super
think
excited about it.
pipeline good. Very cool. So
Had a call with a client, Mike, Mike Ryan actually, and we're gonna
okay.
do some cool things. He's got a really cool idea for video, right? And the hard thing about video is that everybody thinks it's expensive, and it doesn't necessarily have to be. That they've got a really cool offer to where they'll actually like ship everything you need. You break it out, and he'll walk you through it over like a Zoom, and then you just ship it all back.
Interesting.
Yeah. So for like
So,
uh,
wow.
yeah, for like nonprofits and stuff like this, which is where they do a lot of work anyway. Um, so there's a lot of nonprofits that are working from home and trying to stay in front of their donors, and it's going to be really really cool once we get it figured out and once we start like actually prospecting for it. So
Nice. That is interesting.
yeah, and then yesterday I have a call with like this dude named Manesh who has built the tool I've been looking for maybe 6 or 7 months now. It's a wearable that you can program to vibrate on whatever you want. And then, so I get an introduction to this guy from a guy named Sky. Thank you, Sky. And I hop on the call with this person. I told you yesterday that I had this call, didn't know really what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was this guy. And so he's like a productivity nut, and he kind of went viral because he hired a person to slap him every time he wasn't working. So just sit here for 8 hours, watch me work. Every time I'm not working, I want you to slap me. And so he got some viral stuff off of that. He said that like Anderson Cooper called him and wanted to talk to him about it and stuff like this. And so he's just like a huge productivity nerd. We're talking about Myers-Briggs stuff, talking about disk stuff, and man, epic conversation.
Awesome.
So he's going to be on the show, which is going to be so freaking cool. So freaking cool. I'm so excited.
Where they'll be slapping though. That's what I want to know.
Dude, this guy takes it to like another level. He has a camera that sits on his desk, and he pays someone, $20 a check, right? And they will log into a feed that checks this monitor. And if it's between the working hours, there's a one-way speaker. So then all of a sudden it's just like, hey, why aren't you working? Right? You're sitting there working at your desk, but you're not actually working. And all of a sudden this voice comes out of nowhere that says, hey, why aren't you working? And he's like, every time it's like, I'm like, that's the best thing I think I've ever seen in my entire life. And you get the camera on Amazon, you hire someone, who wants to do it. And, he's like, I get so much done. So I was talking about, I was talking about the build bets, and he was like, oh, that's cool. He's like, but it's hard to do the same thing twice and have like the same level of motivation. And I was like, well, that's why we have equity in the bets that we earn. And he was like, oh, that's a cool idea. So, man, yeah, we nerded out for about an hour and 15 yesterday, and didn't get any writing done. So I still need to finish this last section. And then I need to write my Sherpa and do all my normal, like, usual stuff. But the week is almost done. You and I are scheduled, which is on your bet. So we'll be meeting
tomorrow. Yep.
Tomorrow. Good God. That's the thing. When today is Thursday, tomorrow's always Friday, and I forget that.
Yeah. How that works. All the time you want.
I get so jazzed up about like these conversations with people. Ooh, man, the back is still tweaked. Huh?
Yeah, you saw it, huh? On the face.
I did see it. I am so tired of this wrist thing. Like, oh God, I'm just over it.
Oh yeah. He's still in the brace. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, I'm tapering off because like I do think it's getting better, but now this is the hardest time, right? Because now is when I want to push it, and that's when I'm going to re-injure it. So I'm just trying to really make myself not do it. But this week has been odd because I have not been doing my walks. It's just like we get done with this, and it's like cool, like task list, let's go. So I think I need to shift some things around in my daily schedule. Really, I just need to be getting up earlier is what the thing boils down to. I need to be getting up at probably 6 consistently, doing my walk before we do this. So that way, right after this, I can hop into work stuff, and like I'm still getting the outside, athletic thing done.
Right.
So I don't know.
Yep. Yeah, I'm still working on mine too, because my workout is not a consistent time every day. Hence, I miss it some days because it's not like, put in there on the schedule. And I was trying to do it right after this, but it's just things get in the way. Or I let them get in the way. It's probably the right way to say it. I don't have someone to slap me. So, or a one-way speaker to yell at me. So,
dude,
of course.
Dude, I loved it. In some of the habits that he's been able to build and create and redirect and stuff like this have been pretty significant. So I'm going to be buying his product. It's called Pavlog. So if you're watching this and you're into habits and you're into this stuff, it's called Pavlog. It's a wearable that has got like a vibrating motor in it. So you can and the app is pretty solid. LOK, yeah.
LOK.com.
Yep.
All right, I just put it up on Facebook. So.
Yeah. The app looks really, really solid. There's like a monetization and gamification of like following your habits and doing some really cool stuff. And they're actually going to allow you to buy stuff from the store and cash out, I think, like later on with the points, right? So really trying to incentivize like good habits and stuff like this. Like, I'm not exactly sure how that's going to work, but I think it's going to be really cool if you can get it to work.
That is cool. Interesting. I haven't looked at it yet, so I'm gonna go take a look.
You should. Yeah. Yeah, super cool guy though. Blew me away. I had like the most interesting conversation with him. And then later I was talking to someone else and I was like, man, I just talked to this guy like named Manesh, another person who's into productivity. And they're like, oh, you guys have talked to Manesh? I've been trying to talk to that dude for like 4 years. I was like, who is this person? Like I just thought he was like an entrepreneur, but like apparently he's a pretty big name. So good for him.
Fantastic. Well, it's the whole thing about celebrities and how things work that way. And I've just never understood it very much. Like to me, they're just people too, like I don't fanboy much, I guess maybe that's what I'm saying. And so I don't understand fanboying and fangirling much.
The thing about it is like, I don't really care like who he is or anything else like this. Like I was jacked up about the conversation itself, right? Because I get really excited whenever people are really focused on good habits and everything else like this. So like,
and I didn't mean you, I just meant in general.
No, I know. Yeah. Because like when I think about it now, I'm like, yeah, I don't really think I would get nervous when I was talking to anybody, but like, I think that's a blind spot because I think that everybody has got somebody in their life that if they met him, they would be like, oh well,
sure. Yeah. The Rock. If I met The Rock, I'd be like, bro. I would bro out, but yeah.
Yeah. So a long time ago, a friend of mine and I went to a concert, and it was for this band called 311 that we were both really into for a long time. Yeah. Hey, they are talented musicians, even if you don't like rock rap, but whatever. And so he had gone to like another concert of theirs recently and got to meet the band and everything else like this. And so now we're up in Tulsa to go see this band again, and we're hanging out after the show. And my friend Kevin is like trying to play. He's trying to play it chill. He's like, yeah, got to meet him, in somewhere else. And I was like, okay, cool. And so then the guitar player comes out, right? And Kevin was a guitar player at the time. And all dude could say, right? He comes up and he's like, hey guys, how was the show? And I was like, man, it was so great. Awesome. Thank you so much. And my friend Kevin, who's already met this dude once and is so enthralled, he was like, Tim rocks balls. Tim rocks balls. Tim rocks balls. Because the guitar player's name was Tim, and it was like the only thing he could say. And I was just so blown away. I was like, dude, you've already met these people. Like, what are you nervous about now? It was so bizarre.
Yeah.
So weird.
That's hilarious. Morning, Michelle.
Good morning, Michelle.
Who would you fanboy out on? Do you know who would you fanboy out on? Do you know? Or fangirl, sorry.
I don't know, actually. I don't know. I don't know who would cause that for Michelle.
I think back in the day, I was a huge Dave Matthews fan. I probably would have geeked out on, one of those guys, but because I saw him in concert like 7 or 8 times.
Oh yeah.
No.
I've seen 311, I think 13 or 14 times. It's a lot.
It is a lot.
Yeah. For a while, like they were like I was obsessed, really. Like I had all their and it was just like so familiar. I just kept going back to it and stuff like this. But
yeah,
it's weird because like the stuff that people hear on the radio, of course, is not indicative of their like other work. But I think that everybody says that about a band that they enjoy that has got somewhat of a bad rap, I would say.
That's true. Yeah, I think most artists though would tell you too that a lot of their most popular songs are their least favorite songs because they're the ones the production company made them put out for radio. Yeah,
absolutely. And that's the thing, What do you got today, Bill?
I have got the second half of my big paid clients engagements. So I had the big one on Tuesday, and then this is like the second half, which is much shorter. So I've got that. Let's see. I've got some follow-up work with that client with deliverables. I've got another potential client meeting today. So they're just rolling in. Let's see, and then I've got, there's one other thing. Potential clients, second half of client meeting, and I've got 2 meetings. So I've got my monthly networking meeting is this month, is today. So we've got that at 11:30 to 1. I still need to write our weekly wrap-up summary stuff. I need to go grab all our images and videos and stuff like that. So I'm doing those on Thursday, and so we can put them out on Friday.
Cool. Um, I have I have a lunch meeting, which is kind of like a standard, just kind of recurring meeting. We just kind of catch up on each other's stuff with Mr. Pope. I've got I've got 2 calls. I don't so I don't know if this is something to complain about or not, but I've got calls with people whose names that I don't know, which isn't necessarily a bad thing because they're hitting my scheduler, so I'm giving them the scheduler in some way, shape, or form. But it's always kind of like this moment of like, do I like owe anything for this conversation, or is this just like a discovery conversation? Is it just a networking call and stuff like this? So
Right.
like seeing names that I'm not super familiar with always kind of makes me nervous on my scheduler. But obviously I have the conversational skills to like figure that out because like I don't do a lot of research anyway because I tend to start making assumptions. And Manesh
Yeah.
yesterday he's like, so how much do you know about my stuff? And I was like, man, sorry, like I think I've got some information, but I don't know a whole lot about it. And he's like, cool, well let me give you the story, and told me about it. And then it snapped back into my head of like, oh yes, I had gone to go look at his product and things like this. So I don't know. There's this idea that you got to be prepared for everything, and like that's such an impossible task, right? And
Yeah.
what I found is that the more that I go research somebody and prepare and look at their product and their branding and everything else like this, it starts to seed these ideas into my head, and sometimes those ideas don't lead to the best conversations. So I try to do the minimal because I want to hear it from them anyway, honestly.
Yeah. Well, actually, I've had some internal conversations about that also because a lot of people, when they come to you, especially for what they do for us, like for me and for you, the reason they hire us is because the stuff that they have out there is not working, or as well as they want. So it's like, yes, I want to know like what you're about, but then past that, it's like I just need you to tell me what you want, not what you currently have.
Yeah.
So
And the thing about it is like with this Manesh thing, like with Pavlok, I've been looking for that or a version of that for like 4 or 5 months now. Like I put it in my Sherpa newsletter a couple of weeks ago that I was looking for this timed kind of vibrating thing so that I can start building timed habits and stuff like this. And then this just pops in my lap. It was just like the most serendipitous, cool thing. So
that's cool. So let's see. Michelle says that maybe somebody from our homesteading YouTube channel. That's funny. And then she said Nanette from Sales Throwdown that she loves her.
Oh, I can make that happen, Michelle. Nanette would. I mean, she loves to talk to anybody and everybody, and it's just one of the nicest humans I've ever met. Like, whew, man, I don't understand how people have that much love like just around them. It's crazy to me. Yeah, no, she's awesome.
Cool.
Yeah, yeah, it's 8:05. Do you have anything else, Bill?
Not today. No, it's kind of just rock and roll. It's Thursday.
Rock and roll.
Yeah. Cool, man. Well, let's talk about the sigh. Let's talk about that.
I'm in this weird mood today because like normally at this point in the week I've got like a lot of pressure to get like a lot of work done and I'm just like sprinting at it. But this week, since the majority of my build bed is complete, I just have to finish writing one section, which should be done today. I kind of, for me, it opens up a little bit of room for like anxiety, right? Because like I'm not used to being caught up, and so then when I am caught up, it's this moment of, what did I forget? I know I forgot something. Something is going on and stuff like this.
Yeah.
So I'm overthinking because I'm lacking the flurry of feeling busy, right? And this is going to be a thing that happens to people as well when you start putting out like a lot of stuff, and then you get caught up because like you're figuring out ways of doing it better, more concise, and batching and everything else like this. And then all of a sudden you wake up, you're like, whoa, I don't have anything to do. I don't ever have nothing to do. Something is terribly wrong, So you got to be careful.
It's true. And that's blinders too, right?
Yeah, that's why your checklists and your KPIs and your accountability buddy and everything else like this become super, super important.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
all right, man. Well, then go try to enjoy a little bit of the breathing room. Put it into your writing. I mean,
I'm going to
put it into your writing. Put it into something that.
Yeah. You know, I'm honestly looking forward to finishing up this big thing of writing, because I need to put some more stuff on the hopper for, like the John Small Mountain blog, as well as the Adaptive Growth blog and things like this. So this might be the big thing for a bit, but the other interesting thing is, if I land, 2 of these 3 new clients or whatever, like I'm gonna have to have this thing done. So it's gonna be interesting.
Levi says you aren't caught up. We haven't spoken all week.
We're talking today, Levi. And
he said, true. At this point, I would fanboy out if I actually met Small Mountain.
Oh man, there's nothing worth fanboying about here. We were gonna go for a walk, Levi and I, like last Saturday. Dude lives a block away from me, which is just kind of random.
That happened. I just figured it happened.
So the neighborhood I live in has got a couple of very active like Facebook groups, and someone was like, "Hey, my husband had been laid off. We moved up here for a sales role," and I was like, "I want to talk to him." And that's how Levi and I got connected. And it turns out, I didn't notice at the time, but he told me later, like he didn't even want her to post any of that stuff. Like he was kind of don't put her stuff out there, kind of thing, which makes sense,
Yeah.
But lives like a block away. So we were gonna go for a walk last Saturday, but I was having some sleeping issues and did not get up early. And then it's just hot. It was 105 yesterday. It's gonna be 107 today or tomorrow. It's
tomorrow, I think. Yeah, it's
August.
This is real August. We got fooled by all this last 3-4 months of weather.
That's fair. Yeah, mild summer.
Just did this back of the hand.
That's true.
I'm Texas.
Yep. Miss Alice's birthday party is this weekend, so we're gonna have some family over. I put out the word. If you know Alice and you have met her and you want to do a video, please reach out to me. Kid has been struggling with the quarantine and being away from everybody, so we're trying to put videos of everybody who knows her together. So if I sent you a message yesterday talking about a video and you happen to be watching this, please get it done. I can't wait to see them and put them all together for her, and she's gonna be blown away and really excited. So
great idea. I like it.
Yeah, please. Her birthday's next Wednesday. Cutoff date is next Monday. So please get them over to us. Looking at you, Michelle, because I think you're the only person who fits both of those categories. Jake is so busy and already got a video in. So that's how we do it over here on Bill. We just knock out big stuff as soon as it's done. There's no lagging or waiting.
Yes, because I have a priority list right here. And so Alice's name was in there yesterday. So
legit. So I told Melissa, and I was like, "Hey, we got a video in here," and she was like, "Oh, really? Already? Who?" I said, "Jake," and she goes, oh, "I love that guy." And I was like, "Yeah."
Sweet.
So
sweet. Okay. Okay. Well, get your videos in, people. Come on. Yeah. Alice is amazing. She's gonna love them.
Yeah. You might get a very specialized, customized airplane, or something.
Ooh,
so
yeah. Absolutely.
Anyway,
cool. All right.
Let's get to work. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Thank you, Jake, Bill. We'll talk to you tomorrow, man.
All right. See y'all. Have a good day.